Hello everyone. In this tutorial video, I will go over the full feature set of multi-order. I will cover adding integrations for both marketplaces and carriers. We'll then move to inventory, orders, purchase orders, and then finally we'll cover the settings area and any other additional bits and pieces. After you register, the first place you're going to see is going to be the integrations page. This is where you will pick your marketplace and carrier integration. On the right side, you can filter down by stores or carriers, and as well as you can type in and search for any marketplace or carrier integration you would like to find. To begin connecting your sales channel, simply click on any of the desired integrations. A new pop-up window will come up with a short integration guide and a requirements list on the left. The first thing you should be aware is that multi-orders can import both orders or orders and inventory. Typically, we recommend that you check both. In this scenario, I will check both. This message shows that once the marketplace is connected, all of the stock changes must be done through multi-orders. On import, we will take in inventory levels as they exist on the store at the time, but after that, we no longer import quantity values, only the price. So this is something you must be aware of. In the case of the WooCommerce integration here, the only things you need to provide are a name for the store, of how you'd like to call it, the URL of the store, and, if required in your region, an ISS number. After that, you simply press connect. Multi-orders will redirect to your store. You will need to provide your login credentials. Once that's done, you will be redirected back, and in the next 10 to 15 minutes, your orders and inventory information will be imported. If you have any additional questions about the integration process, you can always check on the detailed instructions down at the bottom. Clicking this will bring you over into our guides page that we have for all of the integrations. Alternatively, you can click on the chat icon below. This will open a live chat option where you can ask us directly for any questions or any troubles you might have. A few additional notes about the integration page. Through here, you can assign a custom store logo, as well as adding a return address. Furthermore, after the return address, you can also enable us to overwrite or pre-fill missing phone or email information. This may be required for you based on your carrier or marketplace, because this information sometimes may not be provided by the sales channel themselves. So this is where we would use this feature. Connecting carriers is the same. You pick one of the carriers that you'd like to connect. The on-screen menu will give you a list of fields and pieces of data that we need, and on the right you will see your quick start guide. Please be aware that there are certain types of carrier integrations. One will require you to simply provide in information, click connect, and it will be instantly available. Others will require us to send your information to the carrier, validate your information. This happens most oftenly with Royal Mail, where we need to pass your information, they confirm it, and only then we set up your account. Occasionally, this may happen with FedEx as well. Again, if you run into any of these problems, send us a message over the live chat and we'll help you sort them all out. Once your integrations are connected, you will find them on the left side here. You will see the last import date, their identification number that in some cases you may need to provide to support, their status. It can say live, it could say errored if there's an issue with the credentials that you have provided earlier. The edit link here will allow you to bring back the previously seen screen, where you can then further modify your return address information or telephone number pre-filling settings. Through here, you will also be able to delete your integration. Please be aware that once you click to delete an integration, we will be removing all order, inventory, and customer information, which cannot be recovered afterwards. Through here, you can also trigger the import now function. This is a once per day option to immediately request any new information that may be existing on your sales channel. Typically, we import all order information every 10 minutes and we import all inventory information every 45 minutes. Now, I will go into detail about our inventory management side. First, I will cover the UI elements, any UI settings and control features that you have, and then I will go into more detail about all of the available features. First, the inventory UI is divided into several categories, which you can find at the top of the window. All simply contains all information. Configurable tab will show you all of the product information for products that you have variations for. Merged, we'll cover in a bit, but this This tab will show you all of the combined products that are copies of themselves that you can find on different sales channels. This merging method is what will help you later keep your stocks in sync across multiple platforms. How all of that works, we will cover later. The Bundle tab will show all of your bundled products and their components. This is another feature that we'll cover in a moment. And the Simple tab will show all of the products that are currently unaffected by either merged or bundled settings. There are certain aspects of the UI that you can modify for yourself. The Columns button here will allow you to enable or disable various bits and pieces of information. You may not want to see the pricing for all of your products, or you may want to see the buy price or product image at any given time. So this is where you would be able to enable this information. Please be aware that the more columns you enable, the more information the application needs to load, so you may experience slowed down load times with all of the data enabled. You can then sort information based on product creation date via the button here, name, SKU, and the total quantity available. To narrow down your search even further, you can use the filter system. The filter system will allow you to filter by multiple options, such as product name or SKU, or a brand that may be assigned to the product. You can then further stack all of these products together. For example, I will search for a product whose quantity is above 5. I will then add another filter for store, a specific one that I might be searching for, in this case PrestaShop, and it will show me only the information of that product. You could then further narrow down the search by searching and typing in something manually. And if this is a filter that you would often use, you can click to save for later, name the filter, and then whenever you need to reuse it again, you click on Filter, Saved Filters, and within the menu, you will find your previously created filter. Additional modifications that can be done is the amount of products that you see per every page that we load. At the very bottom, you will see a total amount of pages that we currently have of your products. You can jump to one of the few pages ahead, and here you can choose how many products you would like us to load per page. Just as with the columns, please be aware that a large number of products to load will increase your load time significantly, and we would recommend you stay within the 30 to 50 product area. Now, about the UI itself, you can select multiple products by simply clicking here at the top. You can select items individually, or you can simply click and drag to select multiple items. If you have a lot of columns enabled, you may need to scroll left and right to be able to see all of your information. And finally, the warehouse information. This is your product quantity. It is divided into 4 distinct categories of total, in order, available, and awaiting. Total is what is currently within your warehouse. In order is the amount that has been ordered but hasn't been fulfilled yet, so the items are still in your inventory. Available is the current available amount that you can still sell. This is the value that is being sent to your marketplace. And awaiting is the current value that's been placed via purchase orders. We will cover how purchase orders works a little later into the video. I will now go into one of the products to show you the UI that you can find within the item itself. We try to import as much information as we can, but sometimes that might not be possible. When you go inside the product here, you will be able to see what kind of information we managed to pull in from your marketplace. Things like barcode, weight, or supplier SKUs. The data that is missing, you will be able to fill out manually through our UI here. Most of the information here should already be familiar to you. The images we import from your sales channel. The bin location, barcode, brand, and weight information is all common data. We do use the weight information for shipping. So if it was not available on your sales channel, we do recommend that you add this manually. You can further expand your information by adding supplier details, such as the supplier name, your buy price and lead time for your supplier. The reorder point here works as a low stock notification, as well as a measurement for us to be able to generate purchase orders automatically. The awaiting here is, as mentioned previously, quantity that has been ordered via purchase order. Country of origin may help with certain shipping carriers. ASIN comes directly from Amazon. HS code is also important for certain shipping carriers, especially if you're doing international shipments. Handling time and restock date are unique values again for Amazon. When you import products from Amazon, it is important that you set the handling time manually for each product, as Amazon's API is not able to return that information. The warehouse information for total, in order, and available is the same as in the main inventory table. The new things here are allowed minimum and allowed maximum. The allowed minimum allows you to set a certain value that we will always send to the marketplace no matter the total in the warehouse. If I type in 20 here, even if the total goes down into -500, on every update we will always keep pushing 20 into the marketplace. This feature is typically required only when you're selling products that have infinite stock, but your sales channel might not allow you to input such a value. The allowed max is there to cap the total available. In this case, we have available of 94, but we would still send 20 to the marketplace. As soon as the available value goes down below 20, we will start sending the actual product stock value. This is typically used for sales channels that may be new and have certain selling limitations, or how many products they may be able to list, as is often the case with eBay. And the retail price here is the same as in the products table. Editing it here will update the marketplace. The stock log here shows you all of the events that happened for this product, any stock changes, purchase orders received. Any orders created, shipped, or cancelled will appear here, showing how they have affected the stock log. You can further leave additional notes on every product as references for different staff members, or if there's just something you need to remember. And at the very bottom, you can add additional descriptions for customs and just for the product. At this moment in time, we do not import descriptions from sales channels. Through here, you may also delete the product, but if the product still exists within the marketplace, during next import, we will import it back into the system. I will now cover the various tools that you can find within the products table. Within here, you can create products that would exist only within multi-orders. If you would like to keep track of inventory items that are outside of your marketplaces, this is where you can provide the same information as your marketplaces would have and save the product on the system. Product creation as well as inventory updates can also be done via CSV. You can also export existing inventory information into CSV as well. At the moment, we have extensive guides about what CSV fields are available, how to build your templates, how to edit them for both import and export. To this end, we provide full customization. So if you would like to update your inventory, you can choose whether you'd like to update stock or price or keep these unchecked. And then you can use either our existing template, you can import one of your own CSVs or a competitor CSVs to have as a reference so that we may map those fields, and then you can use external files to import data into multi-orders, or you can make your own template from scratch. Creating your own template has a few requirements. There are certain fields that must always be present, but all of that we have covered in the detailed guides you can find here under additional instructions. Go over every step here would be too long for this video, so we highly recommend that you check out the guides that you can find here. The exporting process is exactly the same. You can create your own custom templates, and then you can choose whether you want to export all of the information that you have available for you, export the information that you may have filtered down, or just information that you have selected within your inventory table. The Actions dropdown has a few distinct options. One is to delete the products, which will re-import as mentioned earlier, if they still exist on the marketplace. They also allow you to unmerge or unbundle in bulk. We will cover what merging and bundling does in a moment, but this is just so you have additional tools to revert those actions if required. To tag your inventory items, simply click one of the checkboxes, then click on the tag dropdown and click on your selected tag. The account comes with a few preset tags, and if you want, you can add any number of your own. The tags created here or within the settings or within the order page later will appear on all of the pages and can be reused on both customer and purchase orders as well. To update product's quantity, you simply click on the total value, type in new information, enter, and the updated value has gone out into the marketplace. Depending on the sales channel, this may take some time. Amazon can take up to 10 minutes. eBay, Etsy can take up to a couple of minutes. All of the other sales channels will update your quantities instantly. The same goes for pricing. To update your pricings, simply type in the new value, press enter, and that's it. The final feature you will find within the inventory table is the listing tool. To list products, you can mark off the selected products that you want, click lister, and then either add into a specific list or open into the dedicated lister app immediately. At the moment, the listing tool only works for Etsy. We do plan on expanding this feature set in the future, but at the moment, that's where it is. I will now cover one of the most important features within Multiorders inventory management, and that is product merging. This feature is critical for anyone selling identical products across multiple sales channels. You can choose any product, click merge, add that product, click merge again, and this will now combine those products within Multiorders and it will unify their stock levels. You can do this if you're selling duplicate products on the same channel, if you're selling duplicate products on different sales channels. Any stock change that happens now within Multiorders will affect both sales channels or any of the products currently connected. If an order comes in, it will get imported and deduct products across all sales channels. This allows you to sell on more marketplaces than would normally be possible, and it prevents a lot of the potential overselling that may occur. What I've just shown you is a manual way to merge products, but we do have a dedicated product merging tool that will combine your marketplaces based on common information. To begin automatic merging, you would choose your largest marketplace that has the largest quantity of products available. You would choose what data to use for merging. We do recommend you use SKUs, but you can also default to barcodes, bin locations, brand information, or Amazon ASINs. After you choose your secondary marketplace, you can also choose what information you're mapping with what on the main channel. So you could have SKU information on Presta and then ASIN information on Amazon or any of the other sales channels that you connect. After you click merge, a warning notification may pop up, like in this scenario, where our system can see that you are merging a marketplace that has more products to a marketplace that has less. If you want everything to merge correctly, it is typically recommended that you have the largest marketplace as your main store. But if this does not apply to you, you simply click to proceed anyway. Now Multiorders will go through all of the available information and merge all identical products that it can find. Right now it's saying that its status is requested and it will proceed to look for this information. Once it's complete, it will change to done and you will be able to click on details to see what kind of products have merged. While one marketplace is currently being merged, you cannot start merging another one. It's important that you finish these one by one. As you can see, I currently have two separate merges. This is the one that I've just created and I had one from earlier. In the event that you have multiple products or multiple brands that you would like to have separate while selling on multiple sales channels, you can do that. Your marketplaces don't need to all connect to the same main store, you can have multiple main stores to connect your other child integrations to. Once the merge is complete and you have additional sales channels to connect, you can simply choose them from the drop-down here to continue adding to the store. Now, one of the additional information that you may want to choose is to mark the checkbox here. Doing this enables automatic product merging. So whenever WooCommerce gets a new product and it's imported into multi-orders, we will immediately check if there's anything on the main store that it can be merged to. If you are creating new products daily or weekly, first create new products on your main store first. Make sure that it has imported into multi-orders and only then start creating products on your child integrations. This way, everything will merge automatically. If, however, products have come in at the wrong order and they didn't get a chance to merge automatically, you can always click Find New Products to restart this process and look for any loose items. Now, the way merging works is that all products from this sales channel are being merged to this one. And the same happens with the secondary sales channel that we've just connected. It's also being merged to this one, but the products between these two do not communicate. If you run into a situation where the main store doesn't have the products that these two have in common, there is a secondary child merge that you can do. You can choose these two marketplaces that you have connected and then merge in between them. Once your products are merged, you will be able to go now into the Merge tab and find what's been merged, what marketplaces have been connected. If you go inside them, you'll be able to see all of the individual products that have been attached to this main product. Now, the final inventory management feature that we have is bundling. In certain cases, you may run into a type of product that you sell alone and that you sell perhaps a 6-pack of. In a situation like this, this product can be used as a core item to feed into other products. All of this needs to be set up manually. Unfortunately, there are no automated tools for bundling at the moment, but it is something we're hoping to achieve in the future. Now, to start bundling, simply go into the product that you wish to turn into a bundle. Taking my previous example, this would be your 6-pack item. You would click Bundle, choose the items you want to use as components. I'll add a couple of. You then choose how many of those products go into the bundle. So I'll choose 5 for this one and then click Bundle. The system now looks at the available component quantity and how much of this component goes into a single bundle, and it automatically recalculates the available total for this product. Once a bundled product is created, you can no longer adjust its total. If you want to change the total, you need to adjust the component's total. And in the event that a product's component is not enough, like so, if we didn't have enough one of the components, the bundle total automatically goes into 0. Also, whenever a bundle main product sells, it is also deducting the appropriate quantity in bundle amounts from all of its components. It is important to note that bundles should not be used for manufacturing. There are certain limits that will prevent you from doing this. Right now, a single component can belong to 10 different bundles, and a single bundle can contain up to 10 individual components. If you have requirements that go beyond this, you will need to get in touch with our support team, and we may expand those limits for you. But there are hard caps, and for situations where you have manufacturing where a single item is affecting all of the inventory that could lead up to thousands of products, that is not possible to do with us. Just like with the merged products, if you go back into the product table, click on the bundle tab, you will now be able to find all of your bundled items. In some scenarios, you may see a tag that says both M and B. This means that this product has both merged between different marketplaces and is a bundle main product. I will now cover everything related to the order UI And after that, we'll go into specific details and features of order management and shipping. First, the main order table consists of several different tabs. New naturally shows all of the orders that are currently just imported and nothing has been done with them. The Prepared tab will show all orders with applied shipping automation. We will cover how that works in a moment. In Progress are orders that have already been shipped, but the update of shipment and carrier hasn't been pushed to the marketplace yet. Shipped are all orders that have already been shipped with a carrier and the tracking and carrier information has been sent to the marketplace. All shows all orders. Amazon MCF shows the list of all orders that were fulfilled using Amazon's MCF features. Amazon FBA shows all orders that were shipped via FBA. This simply just shows all of the historical information and carrier and track information that has been used by Amazon. The Dropshipping tab shows all orders that were assigned to a dropshipper. Cancelled shows all of the orders that were cancelled. And Pending contains all orders that are currently new but could not be processed. Just like with the inventory table, you can press the column button to enable additional columns or disable the ones you don't want to see. Furthermore, within order table, you can click, drag and reorder the column to your heart's desire. You can then resize the existing columns if you'd like to get more or less space for different pieces of information. Again, the same as with the inventory. In here, you can also find different filter types that you can add, combine, and save for later. And at the bottom, you will find your pagination tools, where you can set the maximum amount of orders that you can see at any given time. Again, just as with the inventory table, the more information you set to show per page, the longer it will take to load that information. To quickly go over the inside of the order, within here you will see all of the product images, if available, titles, SKUs, costs, any discounts or shipping fees that may have been incurred for this order, any comments made by the customer, or notes left by your staff. You'll be able to see who left a note and when. Different staff can leave different notes. These notes are only available for you unless you specifically choose to show them on the customer's invoice. The below order stock log shows events that happened with the order. If an order was shipped or marked as cancelled, it'll show who was responsible for it, if it was done manually by a staff member or was it automatically done by the sales channel. On the right side, you'll see the payment status and what payment method has been used, any fulfillment date information that the marketplace may have provided, customer information, customer shipping and billing address details, and finally in here you would find carrier information if it was used to fulfill the order, so things like carrier and tracking number, or just the shipping service, so the service that's been chosen by the customer when buying the order. Going into order features and tools, the most important one out of all of them is shipping orders. To ship an order, there are multiple ways you could do this. You could simply click Ship Order. This will bring up the order information table for you with a preview of what is visible on the order itself. You then choose the carrier that you have connected to Multiorders. Once a choice is made, Multiorders checks and validates address information based on your credentials if you are able to create and ship this order using your account. Depending on your situation in the inventory or your shipping requirements, you may need to provide additional information. But once everything is provided, you simply click Buy Shipment. Multiorder sends out the address information to your carrier for confirmation. Once this is done, the label is available in Multiorders for print. Typically, the order would then be moved to In Progress tab that we've covered earlier, and from here you could click Dispatch to then update the sales channel. If you'd like to avoid this step, within the settings it is possible to turn off the In Progress tab and all shipped orders would instantly update the sales channel. You can also ship multiple orders in bulk by simply clicking and dragging, selecting multiple items. You can click Bulk Shipment. The steps are the same as the last time. You select the carrier. In this case, Multiorders tries to apply a single carrier information to all of the selected orders. In this case, it has thrown an error that one of the orders here is missing country code information. In this situation, you would not be able to ship anything. The third and final way to ship orders is using automation. For this, we have a dedicated option on the right-hand menu. Clicking this, you can click to create new automation. This triggers for all new imported orders. You would choose your rules. So for example, if you'd like to check if a particular item exists or a similar item with a specific title exists within the order, what is the order total weight, price, shipping service selected. Once you have this information selected, you can then choose your carrier presets. From the selected carriers, you'll be able to choose your carrier, shipping service, what package to use. Once everything is done, you would click save and a new rule would be applied. Now, whenever an order is imported, the system runs these rules for your orders, and if they match, they will end up in the Prepare tab, where we have already validated the address details. We have pre-applied carrier service and weight information. And from here, the only thing you need to do is double check if the information is correct and click Complete All. If there had been any additional problems that for whatever reason you could not complete the shipment, it'll change the status of the shipment to errored, and it'll give you additional information on why that was the problem, so that you can then modify the shipping information and retry for another time. All orders that have been shipped can have their labels reprinted. You can go either into a particular order or click on the green band that you can see in the shipping menu here. Or you could go into the labels and manifests area, where it will show you all of the orders that have been generated and printed previously. Through here, you can reopen the label. Through here, you would also manifest your shipments if your carrier requires it. Carriers like Royal Mail or USPS have this requirement. So through here, you click generate and it will manifest and combine all of your orders that were required at the time. You are able to select multiple items and simply click to change the order status. You can move them to in progress, shipped, or canceled, but be aware that to properly mark orders as shipped, you need to actually ship them, and to mark them as canceled, you would need to cancel them through the marketplace. The order change status is primarily if you suddenly need to move something or you have changed your mind. If you had shipped an order, but you would like to cancel a shipment, so you can change the status of the shipped order to new. Sometimes customers can make multiple purchases on the same sales channel. When this happens, Multiorders checks for address information, and if it finds these orders, you will see an option to merge them. By clicking Open Merge, it'll give you a list of orders that have identical address information that can be combined. Doing this allows you to save costs on shipping, and it makes sure that all of the items that the customer ordered on the same day arrive to the customer also on the same day. If for whatever reason that you want to unmerge the orders, you can always scroll down and click Unmerge Orders, and it will then split those items back up, and you can send them individually if you need to. Same as with inventory, within the order table you also have the import and export options for CSVs. Through here you can create and ship orders, as well as export selected or filtered orders for use later. You can also create orders manually, just as you could create products. Simply type in the customer information, select the products that you're selling, and simply click to create order. This will use your existing inventory and it will deduct stocks, and this order you can then manually fulfill or fulfill by a carrier and get it shipped out to your customer. There are several options when it comes to printing documents. To start printing, select the order that you wish to print for. Then, at the top, click Print, and then choose the document you wish to print. Invoice, tax invoice, returns forms, picking lists, and delivery notes. All of these documents have their own individual settings that you can find by clicking these links below. Tax invoices in particular allow you to set individual rules for each country, so that whenever you press print, we look at the product information, we will look at your rules, and we will recalculate information on demand to be printed or sent via email. Speaking of which, you can click to email and select the individual item that you wish to send to your customer on this order. As with inventory, you can also click to add tags on your items. The same as there, all the tags you may have created for the inventory will also be visible in here. One unique thing that the order page has is that the notes left on the orders, both for customers and staff, can be accessed from within the table. Simply click on them to bring up the order notes menu. Through this menu as well, you can assign different team members for this order. when a team member is assigned, an email notification is sent out to them to inform them of this particular order. The CSV files, simply look on the left side menu and click on the reports panel. In here, you will be able to generate reports for a selected date period for inventory, order, shipping, purchases, and customer information. Once generated, the reports will appear here at the bottom to allow you to download them. In here as well, if you've done any CSV imports, you will be able to see how many of the items have processed correctly, or if you run into any errors, or if there's something wrong with the template that you may have set up. The reports themselves range from giving you a full export of your inventory, your closing stock results of what is the current value of your inventory, your best selling and worst selling products, various shipment analytics, and carrier usages. Now, when it's time to restock your products, it is important that you have your suppliers set up on the platform. To create them, simply click Create Supplier, fill out the necessary information, and press Save. Once this is done, the supplier then needs to be applied on your inventory items. You can do this by simply clicking on the product, clicking on the drop-down here, and choosing the supplier. Or you can use CSV imports to apply suppliers in bulk. Once all of that is set, simply go into your purchases, click to create purchase order, choose the supplier you'd like to create shipments for, choose the products, click to raise the supply, and that's it. Once the purchase order is raised, you will see the available value go up within the main inventory table. And once the supplier order is received, we would then immediately update that particular product's stock level. I've just shown you how to create purchase orders manually, but you can also create these automatically. For this purpose, we have added the supplier earlier on the product. We have also, if you've seen, added low reorder points that act as low stock notifications. With that added, we can now click on the Auto PO button, choose reorder point or all ordered. If we choose reorder point, it will look at all of the items that are currently below expected stock levels, and it will automatically add them to their corresponding suppliers and create a draft supply order. If we choose all order, we can then choose a specific date, and the system will then attempt to create a purchase order to restock all items that have sold over a particular period. The generated supplier information can be then emailed directly to the supplier, so you don't need to create a separate email. The same as on the other pages, you can also tag your suppliers and purchase orders, as well as filter individual information, stack these filters together, and save them for a later date. And finally, I will go over the settings options. On the right hand side, you can simply choose desired settings level. We'll go to account first. In here, you'll be able to change your password, change your company address information, as well as add additional users to the platform. The subscription page will allow you to see your current subscription limits, how to upgrade or downgrade. The inventory settings will allow you to see any warehouse information that you've saved, your default reorder points, all of your created tags that you may want to edit or delete, your inventory categories, image size settings, EORI codes if you have them. You can also within here schedule a closing stock report to happen automatically so that you don't need to run it manually every time on the first day of the month. Shipping settings allow you to change your default measurements from centimeters to feet, depending on your region. You can create preset packages. You can also here enable automatic weight calculation for shipping purposes. Within here, you can also change order merge settings to allow looser merging options so that we would also check between different marketplaces, for example. You can also find the previously mentioned in progress order status, as well as shipping label settings, where you can choose what type of template to use for shipping. The invoicing menu covers your tax information, accounts currency, custom invoicing number if you have one or wish to have one, the tax invoice calculation rules that I've mentioned earlier for the tax invoice printing, and the individual invoice settings. You can choose what type of information you want to turn on or turn off on your invoice, or what kind of custom text you'd like to go with the printed documents. The supporting documentation covers only the visibility options for your purchase orders, delivery notes, and returns forms, except for the picking list, where here you can choose your sorting order. Down here you would also have your Auto MCF tools. Auto MCF is a feature that is primarily used only for by Amazon. It allows us to automatically push orders from a particular marketplace into Amazon to have them fulfilled. The error log will show any problems that may have occurred during update or product creation. Perhaps a type of setting wasn't incorrectly applied. Sometimes the staff may ask you to check here and to bring any error messages that may have occurred back to them. If you have USPS within here, you would be able to adjust your billing details and top-up cards. And finally, you can simply log out through here. Just to quickly cover additional areas of the menu. Through here, you can also jump back to the integrations. There's also a tab for tutorials where you can see further YouTube and written guides here. Through here, you can also jump back into customers, which are a part of orders. So when within an order, you can always access customer information. But if you wanted to access customer information individually, you can do it through the dedicated menu tab here. And that's it. We hope this tutorial video was informative. If you have any additional questions, you can send us an email via the info@multiorders.com, or we would recommend that you simply go and send us a message over the live chat where we can answer you immediately with any queries that you might have.